Hello and welcome to the Otaku Network podcast. My name is Steve.
And I'm David.
We are into week 6 of the 2025 summer anime season. This week on The Summer Hikaru Died, the bulk of it is comprised of just kind of one event. The lead up into it is Maki and Asako have a conversation with Hikaru as Hikaru is mulling over a assignment from class that's kind of like a philosophical assignment or a philosophical problem that mirrors what he's dealing with in regards to Hikaru's reality. It's the replacement idea of, would you know if the thing you're connected with was replaced by an exact replica? Asako argues against understanding it or it making a difference. And she kind of brings up the ship of Theseus problem, where is it the same ship after every single piece of it has been replaced over its life due to just repairs? Like, is it the same ship it was when it was first created? And she argues that it doesn't matter if all the parts of them are different because all of ourselves replace themselves over a period of years. So,
yeah, I mean...
theoretically, on the ship of Theseus problem, we are never the same person we were originally anyways.
Right.
Physically.
A
lot of things.
Some parts of us do not regenerate.
Correct.
Like, our brain is
yes.
original.
Someone brings up the concept of doing a sleepover, and Hikaru offers his house as the place of enjoyment. So the 5 friends, classmates, whatever you want to consider them,
I think they're all friends,
spend the evening at Hikaru's house, enjoying each other's company and lighting off fireworks. At one point, Hikaru asks Yoshiki to go to his room to grab a game.
On the PlayStation 5.
While there, he has a flashback memory of them as little kids with their fathers going to see the fireworks display for the Shrines Festival. He also stumbles upon a damaged handwritten note that looks like it was dried blood that was sticking it together. My assumption with that note is that is talking about Hikaru's family's ceremony for the mountain.
His duty.
So he pockets that to investigate later, and they end up running out of fuel for the lighter they were using for the firework. So Hikaru offers to go off to the convenience store to get another one, and Asako goes with. As they're walking, she essentially reveals to him that she recognizes that he's not the original Hikaru. And he kind of panics and begins to start taking over Asako's body until Yoshiki shows up. He interrupts the attack from Hikaru on Asako. Asako passes out, and in the time between when she hits the ground until she recovers her consciousness, we have essentially a falling out between Yoshiki and Hikaru, where Yoshiki is questioning the believability of the logic of what Hikaru is telling him in regards to his concern for Yoshiki's safety. On one side, Hikaru says that he does not understand the concepts of life and death and everything is meaningless in that regards, because existence is just existence even if your shape changes. So given that Hikaru doesn't respect the boundary between life and death, Yoshiki can't accept that Hikaru wouldn't kill him or anyone else dear to him, causing friction. This kind of revelation stuns Hikaru and brings him into an amount of internal reflection, wondering if the motivations and emotions that he's experiencing, particularly in regards to Yoshiki, are his or due to largely the memories of the integration of Hikaru. And the episode ends with Yoshiki showing up for the next day to school and things kind of apparently being swept under the rug. That's the episode. Oh, and there was a little segment of there's a yokai invading the school, apparently.
That jump scare got me.
When it was attacking the moth.
Yeah. The face reveal made me jump.
So it spoke a little bit about what you're looking for in the series.
Yep. Gave me the jump that I wanted. The cool clammy feeling washing over my skin as I recover from the heightened adrenaline from the jump scare. It was good. I liked it. I like it when it does those kind of like jump scares. I just want a little bit more. I feel like it's building up to like shit hitting the fan with all these yokai. So we keep seeing yokai that don't necessarily play a huge importance to the plot, and we don't return to them. Like the railroad yokai. It was like rising up The lady was like about to cross the railroad, and then we haven't gotten anything about that. Now there's this yokai with the long, distended spine with its neck, or as its neck, and then its shallow eyes at the top of its head thing. I don't know what kind of yokai that would be.
And the wig ghost that escaped.
Yep. I feel like something's building up to shit hitting the fan. Also, is it just me, or does the intro to this, like, not the music, but the animation, feel like a Dan to Dan opening? Like the dancing yokais at the beginning. Have you watched the intro?
I haven't paid that much attention to it.
Feels like a Dan to Dan opening. There's like dancing undead shit.
I
watched it for shits and giggles, and I'm just like...
They're both series about teenagers dealing with the supernatural.
Yeah.
One's just a little bit more...
serious?
Comedic than the other one.
The show takes itself very seriously.
It's a drama. I mean, it's a drama.
I know.
It's about...
so that was a really pretty moth.
Highly detailed. The animation
Very
of the show
pretty.
is so good. And I love the staging and the directing.
I did not anticipate them to take that much time to animate a bug that we were going to see for less than a minute dying. Every episode is a labor of love.
Yes. No, Psy Games is putting a lot of really good work into this series.
Also, Yoshiki looks worse and worse every episode.
Physically, yes. The entire weight of this relationship
Nobody noticing
he
this
has.
kid's declining health is concerning.
The only person who did was Rie.
Yes. But no one that sees him regularly is noticing his declining health, and it's concerning.
I think we've been shown that his parents are pretty much checked out.
Well, even other people at school.
Yeah.
Or like teachers or anybody.
Well, they keep cutting to the music teacher because they've all been practicing for this upcoming performance. Yeah. And the music teacher's internal dialogue that we hear is just him bemoaning how bad they are at doing this song. Everyone's preoccupied with their own problems in their life.
I feel like I notice when things are up with people.
Sure.
That just might be a me thing.
That's probably also more of for the narration of the story.
Fair.
In how Yoshiki is alone in his struggle, whether through his own design or through the negligence of those around him, due to their preoccupation with their own concerns.
That's fair.
I think that's an integral part of the storytelling and the drama that's being unraveled before us. And the fact that Yoshiki is theoretically dealing with this incredibly weighty issue all on his own, and he's struggling not to drown because of it.
Good show.
Yeah,
Consistently good.
Oh, yeah.
Have not had a bad episode yet.
No. And it tells it.
We've had slower and faster episodes, but
The pacing's always been has been where it needs to be, though.
for the story that's being told, yes.
Yeah.
When it needs to be slow, it's slow. When it needs to be fast, it's fast.
It's a thing with the
Like for punchy content, it kind of like goes through it in like a speed that like is acceptable. Like the battles between the yokai.
Yeah.
That stuff is like fast, punchy, impactful in the storytelling.
And it doesn't dwell on the combat.
Correct.
And
then,
sometimes there just isn't even the concept of combat.
Right. And then you get those like long, sometimes even awkward pauses between characters where it's like, yeah, these guys are just kids.
I think they're all first-year high school students.
Yeah.
So they're probably all like 15, 16.
So like having all these like weird, awkward pauses between these kids, feeling the weird hormonal tension of teenagers.
Yep. It's the anxiety of adolescence heightened by the supernatural background.
Yes. Beautiful storytelling.
An important thing to consider with the show is we don't know what its end game is.
Yes.
We don't know what a conclusion of this story looks like. I'm assuming the way the story concludes is that the thing that is pretending to be Hikaru goes away.
Realistically, that's probably the most likely thing that happens.
Yeah. The damage and the danger that transpires before we get to that decision.
I think some of those kids are going to die.
I think we've only actually had one death in the story so far. Well, two, counting Hikaru.
I say, yeah, one confirmed outside of the titular.
One within the actual time frame of the story.
Yes.
Because we picked it up 6 months after Hikaru's actual death.
Right.
All the other deaths, aside from the old woman, were historical. Sakamoto Days, on the other hand,
Kicks off with brutal mayhem at the JAA. Slur and his henchman Gaku rampage through the JAA, killing off junior assassins, and security, high-level assassins, everybody inside the building. Even their like legal and accounting teams are not spared by the bloodshed that Slur and his henchmen have unleashed upon the Japanese Assassin Association. We find out too that he has placed men on the inside. Miku?
Oh, I don't remember his name.
I think it was Miku. Is basically a suit that gets sent in, acts as higher level security, and as Gaku and Slur reach the upper levels of the building, quickly reveals himself, very aptly taking out 3 of the higher up assassins. As this rampage is going through, we have Sakamoto, Apart, and Shin basically Tarzan their way into the JAA, and we get a big reveal that Sakamoto knows Slur from the past. He calls him Uzuki, and we get a tiny bit of interaction about Sakamoto and Slur knowing each other, but not a lot is revealed. Slur plays into Sakamoto's love for his family to basically taunt him into breaking his promise to no longer kill, sending Sakamoto into a bloodlust. Shin and Apart try to interact. Apart loses an arm. Shin keeps getting his ass beat, which causes him some internal struggle.
Yeah, because Sakamoto has to keep rescuing him from danger.
Basically. And right before Sakamoto kills Slur, Shin pulls him out of the bloodlust, and then Gaku breaks through a wall, fleeing Sleepy Grandpa with a katana.
Old man sword boy from the Order.
Yeah. Which...
that dude's a badass.
That dude's a fucking bad... It was fucking slick. Sword like hot butter through a door to open the door.
Yes.
That was so cool.
Just put it through the door, slid it down to turn the handle so the door would open.
It was so cool. You can't even deny how cool that was.
It was a badass scene. I appreciated it to a high degree.
And just his fight with Gaku was excellently choreographed.
Yes.
I loved that fight. And actually Slur and Sakamoto's fight was pretty cutty, but I still liked the moments of contact and stuff that they had.
It shonen the shit out of shonen.
It was impactful. And yes, it did the shonen thing, but it dialed up to 400 because this show always takes shonen tropes and dials it up to 400 because it doesn't take itself seriously. Even when it was trying to be serious, I didn't feel like the show was serious, which I appreciated. Sakamoto gets seriously injured. We get a kind of a recap of the amount of people that died and that one person is missing, which I think it's the old fucking man with the sword that's the one that's missing.
I think so, yeah.
I think he's alive.
Probably.
Because you could see him in the explosion, just kind of standing there.
He defended himself against the blast.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
he cut off the inside man's finger and then ran his sword through his throat.
Yep.
And dude then blew himself up with with a strapped-on explosive to let Slur and Gaku escape.
Yeah. He distracted.
And then we get Sakamoto in the hospital eating a bunch of daifuku, to which the nurse is stop being so fucking fat. Shin was going to bring him some fruit, had a, oh my God, I can't do this moment because he feels responsible for Sakamoto being in the hospital. And then Nagumo and Huo.
Is that his name? Huo?
Yeah. Hyo. It's Hyo.
Hyo. Okay. The guy with the iron jaw.
Yeah, with the iron jaw. Show up to talk to Sakamoto to basically get information about who and what Slur is. We then get background about how Nagumo, Sakamoto, and Uzuki, now Slur, were all students at the JCC together.
It's essentially the training ground for the Assassin Association.
Sakamoto then tries to bargain with Hyo about what they know about Slur, which sends Hyo into a rage, sends Sakamoto through several walls to the MRI room, which, much to Hyo's bad luck, Shin and Sakamoto realize they can turn the magnet on and trap him because he's covered in metal.
That was great.
And they use the MRI to basically hold him so that they can get the information they need about Slur, promising that they will give their information about Slur, to which they quickly peace out after Hyo dumps all of the information to them. And Nagumo and Hyo leave the hospital with the MRI machine wrapped around dude's waist, which technically they just turn off the MRI.
Yeah, I was going to say, you just turn it off.
Magnetic. But for comedic sake, that was very funny. And then we get Sakamoto and Shin having a little heart-to-heart, and then the episode ended. I died laughing when Shin was like, "You couldn't just tell me that. You couldn't just say it out loud." I was like, "Oh, Sakamoto's like actually being sweet," and then it's the thought bubble. I'm like, Sakamoto's facing the other way.
Yep. He can only tell Shin that within his mind. This is one of those episodes that groups of friends who are huge shonen fans will get together and start screaming with excitement with all like the hits in the combat sequence. One of the things I don't like about shonen. This episode shonen the shit out of itself. It was just first meeting between the two baddest characters in the story's existence, and they're sparring and whatever and blah blah blah. And,
I mean, it's a shonen. You should have seen this.
You know what though? I will give it this. I will give it this up above every other show that is like this. They didn't call out names of their moves, and there wasn't any bullshit. It was just literally them attacking and countering each other.
Yep.
So I'll give them the benefit of it was straightforward, and I appreciated that.
Also, that was the first time we saw Sakamoto like actually factually bleed.
Yeah, I was surprised that when Slur stabbed him.
Getting stabbed, I was like,
yeah, I thought he'd just shrug it off like he did when a part was trying to slice him up with his cables.
Yeah, because like Shin's just like, oh, holy shit, you're bleeding.
Yeah, and then he like does a long ways slash across his abdomen as well.
Also, what is his fucking apron made out of if it can
Right?
suppress a blast like that?
Yeah, because he threw it at both Shin and a part as the dude, suicide bombered himself.
I'm not gonna lie, I was mildly worried they were gonna kill a part.
They damn near did.
I know. They made me like him too fast.
Well, and I like the idea that Apart's now shifted his connection thing from murdering people to I have a connection with this Sakamoto family.
Yes.
And I will do whatever it takes to defend that connection.
Yes.
I like that.
I like that too.
Yeah.
I liked the growth for Apart.
Yes.
I thought it was funny though, where Shin's like, "You said you were gonna make a web." He said, "I did for me."
Oh, when they landed into the building.
Like Sakamoto landed fine, Apart landed fine, but Shin just fucking.
And I loved the social commentary as they're invading the JAA, and they send out an alert. All combat employees get ready for defensive positions. All non-combat leave. And they show the scene of the two accountants up on the third floor. One guy's talking to the other one. The other one's like, I ain't got time for this. I got deadlines to meet before the other dude shows up and just eviscerates the entire floor.
Yeah.
Toxic work environment.
Yup. The JAA is a black corporation. Also, Gaku's hammer thing was kind of cool.
No, I didn't like it.
I thought it was kind of cool.
I smiled a bit when Old Man Samurai Boy, because the thing seemed too powerful.
Yeah.
Like impossibly powerful. Like it's just
Let's
doing everything. It's shooting projectiles. It's blocking everything. And then he faces Old Man, and Old Man's like cuts it in half. Just like, now what are you gonna do, motherfucker?
Let's just start calling him Old Man Jenkins.
Old Man Jenkins.
Old Man Jenkins.
No, I loved the fight with the old man because he just showed up. He's like, what are you doing? Like, let me show you how it's really done. Here's the spirit of combat.
The show did shonen the shit out of the point where the four guys were shooting those machine guns. And then
he's just spinning the fucking hammer.
And then he fucking decapitated all four of them in one swing, and it did the blood spray and then blood rain down.
I love how the guy who was like directing them.
Man, I shouldn't have come into fucking work today. It was fun.
It was
a fun
okay.
episode.
It was all right. I mean, it's
shonen the shit out of itself. It's not like we're doing this to be like super serial.
It feels like they got a lot of combat out of their system.
Yes. It's just, I don't know how less serious it could have taken the confrontation between the
absolutely.
main villain
Correct.
and the main hero.
You know what?
Like
though?
there was comedy in the fight.
Correct.
But at some point it had to have that, like, these two need to establish their, like...
This really felt like a good point to end of the season. Like doing all this setup.
Because what they should have done is they should have done
stakes.
12 episodes this last season. Because I feel like they could have probably condensed down the carnival first season.
And the gambling thing.
And the gambling thing. Yeah.
This felt like the natural end to season 1.
It's hard with how much content is in.
For season 2, we have moved through so much very quickly.
I know.
Which I appreciate.
Remember, we've also never read the manga.
Yeah, we don't know what the pacing is like.
We don't know what pace. Yeah, what
Correct.
the pacing's like
Correct.
for the manga.
Yep.
So maybe all of this is how the pacing of the manga works, and just due to how core's work in Japan,
Yeah.
it was hard for them to.
Well, you do what you can.
Yeah.
With the material you have. They've done a good job.
I like this show.
It's not bad.
It's fun.
I think this season is better than the first one.
But the first season had to happen the way it did, in my opinion.
Maybe not the way it did, but we had to get all the beats to understand what was,
Well, it established the Sakamoto family. It established how Sakamoto kind of brings people into his new fold, and how I feel like it's going to ultimately lead to him maybe trying to reestablish the JAA.
Oh.
Or at least not the JAA as an association that kills people.
Yeah.
But as more of an
outlet for those
rules enforcement kind of. Maybe more treating it as like a
police force for the
police
underground
force or bounty hunting or something like that.
Yeah.
That doesn't kill, but instead put people in prison. I feel like that could be a logical conclusion to the series.
Him imprinting his ideals into the greater good. So this week in City, we get introduced to the Adatara family. And boy howdy, was that a fantastic...
Is this the same family that Makabe, his class, they're like, awesome student,
yes.
Adahara? Okay.
Yes.
Cool. I wanted to make sure that I made that connection appropriately.
He was the one who was drinking coffee and standing by as everything else was going insane and his mother was
I just wanted to make sure
out.
that was the same character.
Same
because
character.
I didn't have a chance to look back.
Yep. No, same character.
Okay.
Their family runs the liquor store. The liquor store is right next to the Makabe restaurant.
Yes.
In the first episode where we have the segments of the old man who was spying on the Makabes.
Yep,
that is grandfather Adatara.
Yes, I made that connection.
Okay. So we are introduced rapid pace to the Adatara family. There's a bunch of them. It is typical unhinged. I mean, there's a reason she's screaming her head off at all of her kids because they're unruly and just kids.
So I love that the husband was like sitting there like blocking the fucking...
Every time, yeah, she had like foot pedal systems to try to wake everybody up. Yeah, she had that place on lockdown and everybody was just refusing to comply to her very reasonable orders.
Of eat fucking breakfast.
And get up. Just get up. So then we move to Nikura, who is still on the mission to find her locket. And she has a very complicated encounter with the soccer team, at which point she is abused by errant balls that turns into a routine of comedy. She loses her mind in regards to their vast stupidity as they fail in attempting to apologize to her for the soccer ball violence.
She took a lot of balls to face.
She took a lot of soccer balls to the face.
A lot of balls to face.
A lot of footballs to the face. She pretty much loses it, and they're trying to convince her that they'll do anything to make it up for her. And when she comes up with an idea to have them help her find her locket, crickets. At which point she leaves in frustration and just ignores their stupidity and wanton pointlessness.
I also love the joke, too, that the city makes them practice there because they're so bad.
Then we cut to the manga artist and the editor, Todoroki, as Todoroki is showing him a manuscript that was dropped off at their magazine. And the manuscript is better than his and hits kind of the same mentality of writing, which drives him into desperation, and they argue over admitting that he's a terrible manga artist. And then Todoroki comes up with the idea of, we're not going to get rid of you. We're just going to run both of you. Now we just need to find the person who dropped off the manuscript. We then cut over to Wako's younger sister Riko and the exploits within her classroom as she is failing at taking an exam they're doing. So the entire class goes into overdrive mode, trying to figure out the best way to help her take the test. Done fantastically in the fact that everybody was whispering their lines.
Yep.
That segment really highlighted, and the previous one with Todoroki and the manga artist and their voice acting, how much quality is put into the work that all the voice actors do in this show. It's such high quality work. I feel it was really showcased strongly in this episode.
I watched the English dub of this just because.
There's an English dub of this?
Yes.
Oh. Dude, the Japanese is amazing.
I was just about to say.
It's so good.
They did the whispering in English dub as well.
Okay.
I went and watched the Japanese dub to see if they also did all the whispering. Mm-hmm. And I was just like...
The Japanese dub is so good.
I'm watching, but I'm also like working on stuff because I can type, not look at what I'm typing and watch something at the same time, but also have to like interspacely check.
Mm-hmm.
But I had to stop and rewatch in Japanese, and I'm just like, they killed it with both versions. They were even whisper cheering.
It was so good.
It was literally like,
everything ended up all for naught because the teacher realized what was going on. This is pretty much the last thing before summer vacation.
Yep.
And told them they all need to come back during the summer and do makeup exams. We cut over to the magazine, and Todoroki's about to leave when the next manuscript shows up. And he rushes to find out that it's Wako who has delivered it. And try as he might, dangle every prize and, as much begging as he can, Wako firmly denies wanting to do a serialized manga within the magazine, leading to much of his depression and disappointment. And then we wrap up the episode with a very tender moment with the two crazy middle school girls, Echan and Matsuri, where Echan finally tells Matsuri that she and her family are leaving for London in 2 weeks.
when they both started crying,
It was so sweet. And
my heart.
Oh, it hurt.
My heart.
I wonder what's going to happen. Echan can't be leaving. There's no way, because their story is so fun and we have so much more to see with them.
Yeah.
I think something's going to happen and she's going to end up not leaving.
I think it's going to be...
Oh!
It could be like a making fun of Casablanca. Where like they're at the airport.
It could
Matsuri like is running. They hug. The parents are like, "Oh, we can't do this to them." And then they stay in Japan.
There are a couple of little smaller segments that I kind of left out, but the one that I think that was the most important was the Adatara grandfather dying.
Well, pretending to die.
No, he died.
Well, no, he thought he was pretending.
So he dies. He's laying in state in his room, and there is a man that's supposedly a physician, and then Wakabe.
Yeah.
And we hear internal thinking of old man Adatara talking about how this is like the greatest prank he's playing on Makabe. And the Makabe, in his grief, admits that, he just wanted to be friends with him. That's why he's been playing practical jokes on him all these years, which changes old man Adatara's mind, and he's about to reveal that he's not dead when he suddenly realizes he actually is dead and he's a spirit. Death comes to get him, and he fights it so hard that he revives himself so he can continue his prank war with Makabe. That segment was so fucking funny.
when he like rose up as a spirit.
He's like, oh shit.
I was like, oh fuck, he actually died. And then he's like, wait, I'm not supposed to actually be dead. What the fuck? I like how he kept calling the doctor like a John Lennon.
John Lennon, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know who that dude was.
I don't know who that dude was either. He looked like John Lennon, but it was funny. Him fighting the Grim Reaper. He's just like, fuck. Did you notice that it was also the same Grim Reaper from Helvetica Standard?
Oh, I didn't pick up on that, but I'm not surprised, honestly.
Yeah, it was the from the Helvetica Standards in Nichijou, and then obviously its own manga.
Yep.
That was the Grim Reaper.
I think I had seen something
recycled asset.
No, I think I had seen something that City and Nichijou exist within the same universe.
The Nichiverse.
The Nichiverse, yeah. Last episode was an unbelievable feat of just creativity and imagination.
Yeah.
It's hard to top that with this episode, but this episode did a really damn good job of just continuing being a solid product.
Yes.
Highly entertaining.
A solid and funny product.
Just progressively building this cast of insane characters that the more time you spend with them, just as with Nichijou, the more you love them and enjoy spending time with them. There wasn't a single bad second of this episode.
No, not at all.
It was so good. And it was longer than the other ones. It was a couple minutes longer than the normal. Well appreciated, though.
I adore this show.
Oh, it's so good. It's so fun.
I've fallen in love with it. It's at the same level, in my opinion, as Nichijou.
Yeah.
All the characters are lovable. They're goofballs.
With the whole Adatara dying thing, I think that is now, because, in Nichijou, there's always the couple of segments that I always love showing people.
Yeah.
This show now has one of those, like, pure moments of, yes, I need to show people this They don't need any fucking context. This is just funny.
Yeah.
So
No,
I'm glad that City finally has one of those that I think fits that mold.
I was actually going to show Bridget that scene today.
Honestly, the soccer ball attack on Nikura scene
that's also a very
is
great
just
scene,
as good. Yeah. Because everything else builds upon itself. And
Wako falling into the river is pretty funny too.
Wako falling in the river is pretty funny.
Because she just walks up,
rolls off.
You need zero context. It's just her makes one single misstep and then is swimming to Tokyo.
Yep. Show's so good. I'm
Very
so
good.
happy it's getting animated. It was another solid week. Sakamoto just jammed in a bunch of violence in its episode.
I'm very hopeful that the norm of saying another successful week is going to be this entire season of our podcast.
Well, next week is theoretically the halfway point. So we're so far so good.
I think Sakamoto is at its halfway point because I don't think it's a full core.
Yeah, we'll see what happens.
But I would call this the halfway point for Sakamoto Days.
Hopefully the story wraps up in a concise manner if this is all we're going to get.
Yes.
I don't know. There's a lot of the manga, though. I could see it getting at least a third season, but...
That's true. I don't know how many volumes Sakamoto Days has. We'll
find out when we find out.
Exactly.
Hikaru was great. I don't know how long the anime for Hikaru is going to go.
Because do you have all the books?
No, not all of them are available. I believe they ended the story with volume 8 for Hikaru.
You have volume 4?
Yeah, I think 5 is the newest one. No, maybe 5 is I don't know. No, 6. I think we have 6 in English. I'm not caught up with it.
Okay.
City has 13 volumes, but who knows how long City is going to run.
Yeah.
I hope that City will be, 2 core like Nichijou was, but if we only get 1 core worth of City, I'll be just as happy. It doesn't matter.
I feel that. Yeah.
We got anything else?
No. I'm happy we picked the shows we did.
Yeah, good shows. This season's actually really strong. There's some really, really, really solid slice of life stuff that I've been watching. My Dress Up Darling is really good.
My Dress Up Darling has been consistent.
Dan to Dan is intense and really good.
There was a show that I watched a couple episodes of this season. What was it? I can't even think of the title right now.
There's a really good anime called With You in the Rain that's about a woman who ends up adopting a tanuki but doesn't understand what a tanuki is.
That's what it was.
It's so sweet. It's such a fun anime.
I've also just been watching anime outside of this season too. I finally picked up Iron-Blooded Orphans, so I've been watching that too. I've also been playing the shit out of the Bandai Gundam card game. The game is fun. Let me know if you guys have been playing that game. I've very much enjoyed it, and if you're on our Discord, feel free to reach out to me about it because I love talking about it.
Yeah, keep your eyes out. I've been slowly editing a long discussion I had with 2 guest hosts about Gundam GQX. That should be dropping in the next couple of weeks, where we discuss the whole series and its implications and relevance within the greater Gundam sphere of storytelling.
Your boy's learning that there's a lot of fucking Gundam.
There's a lot of Gundam. Gundam has a very long history.
I will be watching that episode so that I can hear their entire conversation. Steve gave me a sampling of it today.
Yeah.
But I think I'm going to watch Mobile Suit Gundam first after I watch Iron-Blooded Orphans, watch GQX, and then watch our podcast episode.
Yeah, that's fair. You don't want to spoil anything
Correct.
with yourself for GQX. Because we do talk about the plot of the story and then a lot of the deeper nuances of what's going on.
I'm not my friend Bridget. I hate having things spoiled for me.
No, that's fair. Beyond that, though, don't forget Anime Plus, which comes out on Wednesdays, where we are talking about Rascal Does Not Dream of Santa Claus. Hit that subscribe button and hit the bell so you know when episodes drop, like the forthcoming Gundam GQX discussion. And find us on our socials listed below, Blue Sky, Twitter, the blog, here'sgreenwood.blogspot.com. We have Discord where you can come and discuss the Gundam card game with David.
Yeah.
Or anything else, obviously, related. All right. Thanks again. Check you guys next time.